one of the videos I've got so many requests for, and I'm gonna use the phrase, you can't unlearn how to ride a bicycle. You know, once you know it, you can hop on and just ride it at any time you want. Well, that's kind of how this stuff is. I've been doing it for so long, you know. Well, this whole video is self-learned, so it's not like I've went and researched nothing like that. But some of the small stuff that I just know and can't forget, I'm gonna try my best not to forget anything. But the whole video, standalone harness on a Jeep 91 through 95 should be this video. I'll do another one on, like, this is a 99, 98, I can't remember. But I'm gonna do a 91 through 95 and try not to miss nothing. So I'm gonna get everything organized and we'll go from there. Okay, so this took a whole lot longer to get ready. Actually, I had some stuff to do yesterday, but got everything pretty well dressed up. That's ghetto fabulous. And this is a WJ alternator. To my knowledge, well, up until they went to weird cars, all the alternators have 2 wires, and you supply a hot, computer supplies a ground, and that's what does the regulating of the voltage, whatever. So I'll show you that. Crank sensor. Turns out this is a reman block. No, it's ugly. Yeah, so next I gotta get a wiring harness. So we'll go cut that off. You see my crazy belt routing. And this is I use a non-return fuel pump, and just makes it easier, and I just capped it off. That's not ideal because it runs different pressures, and ask me how I know, but it'll get the job done for the engine stand. So yeah. So here we are in the junkyard. Probably just looks like a bunch of jumbled up stuff, but it's actually organized. I'm probably gonna do a full video on it one day. Like this row, that's 9701. This is 91 through 96. That was, what is it, 84 to 90. But I have more of these than I do those. So halfway down the row, it changes over to this year. Yeah. So go down through there. I think the fresher ones are on the other end. So we're gonna see if we can't find the harness to cut off, and I'll show you where to cut it. Okay, so I'm starting to remember why I use the 93 through 95 Grand Cherokee harnesses for the cut down harness, like a standalone. But for the viewing, I'm gonna do a Cherokee. I know that's probably what most of you have and want to do it from. But I'm gonna go ahead and get like everything. The fuse box, I'm probably still gonna cut it down, but just to try to simplify it. And one thing is, I don't think any ground going to the body has anything to do with it running, so feel free to cut them. And this is the transmission harness. You won't care about that. I don't think that's anything to do. That's wipers. And then we'll cut right there. And yeah, I'm gonna pop the fuse box off and see what it looks like. Try that again. This little relay, that has something to do with the O2 sensor, I'm pretty sure, so I'm gonna leave it. Cruise control, we don't care about. Well, this really wasn't as bad as I was expecting. It's just a lot more harness than you need. Hold up. Well, that really wasn't that bad, honestly. It's a lot more than the harness than you need, but no wires on the hood. That's the Jeep that started everything. Probably won't believe me, but That is the absolute first Cherokee we ever owned. We'll talk about it another day. Okay, got the harness laid in the floor. Let's talk about this plug. And that's what sucks. If you was lazy, I swear, like right here, I think you could leave it alone. And where it goes through to like the fuse box, I think there's 1 or 2 wires that'll make it run. But I'm sure somebody's gonna be using this for like a buggy custom build. Who knows? So I'm trying to make it as simple as possible where it's all neat and whatever. Off my pen. Here we go. This is my first ever doing this, so I'm gonna try slow. Main connector. There is like 3 wires we're worried about. I've marked off the ones with X's that are like cruise control and all that stuff that you don't need. Let's see if this helps. No, LED light. So number 3 is the fused hot. So it stays hot all the time. Let's see, number 5, it's a ground. I don't remember where number 5 goes, so I may have to check that one. I think number 11 and 12 are those ones that bolt to the dipstick. Yep. So what else would you like? Number 5, number 9. It turns on with the key. So that, like I said, number 3 and number 9. Basically, anytime you're struggling with a problem with a Jeep, if you check those 2 wires, that's, other than that, like a bad ground, that's basically all that would go wrong. Let's see. Like I said, all these other ones, you'll just, they're already connected to the harness. These are the only 2. The ignition, the coil, and the generator, the alternator. It is, hold on, this one. That, there's a few more in there, but that's where that plug right there goes. It drives the ignition coil, like the oil pressure switch, alternator. But I'm gonna try to simplify that for you. Like I said, we ain't worried about, we're gonna have to extend them, so we gotta find them too. Don't worry about them. Sorry about how this printed off. No, nothing. That's already there. Those 2 are a video for another day. Those are complicated. Like I said, all these are speed control, cruise control. Oh, the relay. That, I don't think this one cares about it, but I know on my engine stand right there, that's a 99 harness. It wants to see the auto shutdown output, or it won't turn the computer on. But I think these are a little simpler, and that's what I'm sure somebody in the comments is gonna roast me, tell me I'm wrong. I don't care. I've been doing this 20 years. Everything I know is self-taught. I call people and wind up just figuring it out on my own. So I don't care. Roast away, whatever. I know it works. Let's get this harness split open and try to get rid of everything we don't need. So very lengthy process, but it makes it all nice and neat when we get done. I'm not a very good talker, but I promise I got some good information. Zip ties, more zip ties, more zip ties, tape, markers, cutters, razor blades, tape. And now it starts the fun part. Went as absolute far as I could without talking. Let me set the camera down. Oh yeah, that was 50. Oh, I thought the camera fell. It wants to. Turn it up. So that was 15 minutes, if anybody was wondering. Cutting it down. Next part, like this connector here, that goes to the headlights. We know we want nothing to do with that, so we'll cut it. Throw it in the scrap pile. Same goes through here. Diagnostic, we're not going to use that one. Cut it. And like instead of untaping all these, just cut them. don't know if I can cut that one on camera here. Yeah, well, we'll come back to that one. Same thing here. Pretty sure that's all air conditioning stuff right there. They usually have brighter color wires with tracers. We know this leg here, that's all motors. We ain't got to touch that. And then right here, this little leg with the grounds, and that goes to the distributor. So that one stays. Same thing, cruise control, cut it, and transmission. We're not using in this build, I'm not using anything for the transmission. We may one day do that. Then this is the crazy part, the fuse box. We're not using, we already know we will, number 3 and number 9, that's the only ones we're using. So I'm gonna cut that, I ain't gonna do it on camera. And then let's see, all these connectors over there kind of below the fuse box. I'm gonna go ahead and cut them because we're gonna go off color. And like, I think that's air conditioning, don't need it. Air conditioning, don't need it. This one is, I'm gonna leave it because this is one of them I wanted to learn myself. I think that's what heats up the O2 sensor. So I'm gonna leave it temporary. And, oh, that's it. This connector here, if you'll flip it over and got good eyes, maybe it's this side. Yeah, it's the back side here. It's very, very, very complicated how they've got these numbered. Because it starts out 1 on this side, goes down to 20. Yeah. They're numbered in that. It's weird how they're labeled, but go through here, and if you pause the video, you can see colors. And all those that I marked, I'm going to go ahead and cut them right here. And then I wound up folding them back over and taping them up. And then just the lengthy process of dragging wires and getting rid of wires you don't need. And yeah, I'll let y'all watch me do that. It's a little longer. Well, I ain't gonna cut the camera. All that stuff I'm learning. Goodness. I'm sure all y'all see is a mess. I see good. All my split loom, fuse box. That's my harness. It's about cleaned up. It's all the garbage wires. Yeah, this relay turns out that is what heats up the O2 sensor. I don't know why they did it that way this year, but I think I cut all that out and just tie it in. And still got a few things to clean up, but I think I got most of the loose wires. Oh, green and orange. That is your it turns on all the sensors. It's called ASD, auto shutdown. I don't know why they call it that, but basically it turns on crank sensor, coil, alternator, all the sensors on the motor that are not 5-volt. That is going to be off the green and orange one. So I could elaborate on that more. But red one, that's the main hot for the computer. Blue one, nope, I got them backwards. Blue one's main hot, and that's the key one, I'm pretty sure, whatever. But that's both of them. And yeah, these are the 2 grounds. Seems like there's another ground. There's one more ground missing somewhere. I think it's what got me in trouble last time. It was number 5. I'm gonna figure that out. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna get buttoned up, cleaned up, and throw it on the motor. Okay, I think I got everything laid out. I'm gonna start cleaning all this mess up. What did I figure out? Oh, a couple of these splices, that's throttle position. That goes off to your TCM for cruise. Splices here for ground. I'm trying to think, there was 1 or 2 more splices. So they're confusing, but you can clip them. You don't need them. It's just a splice from the factory. And yeah, gonna get all this cleaned up, make it look better, just to make it easier to wire up. Still confused about this one. That's why it's a little long. Or maybe it's this one. One of them's the ASD output from the relay box that we chunked. So clean this up, get started. My memory card's about full. I'm gonna slow her down. I got all these zip ties out and tape and Sharpie to mark everything, and I forget that I got every single one of these wires memorized. And that's what I'm sure somebody was gonna ask me in the comments, if I could do it without Paper? Yeah. I don't, the last few I've built, I ain't even used the paper. Turns out I got the wrong crank sensor. Just slipped my mind. This is 90, dirt daubers. 91 through 93. Or no, 91 through 94. I think they changed the crank sensor. 91, 2, 3. Don't care. Map sensor. Gotta get a vacuum line for map sensor. Got them plugged off. Oh, okay. This is what it was. This one, red, turns out it was the constant hot. I've got a ECM constant hot for that. And then the rest of these will be cut off flush. And I've got a, crap. Somewhere there's a wire, there it is, floating around. And I just put a wire nut on them. Just, you know, you can do it better later. And then this one is a generator field driver, alternator, sorry. And this is the coil driver. So I gotta go get a plug for that, And that's what I said. I know it's the wrong alternator, but all across are the same. One side, I don't even think it matters. One side's battery, hot, and the other side is a ground from the computer or a regulator that you can get. That's another video. Yeah, I'm gonna go get that stuff and maybe it'll fire up. I hope it runs. It's a lot of wasted time. Getting so close. I'm not gonna have this hooked up on startup just in case something I'm like 100% confident, but got the coil wired up for my stroker build there. All this is hooked up. Map sensor, no coolant. Got the O2 sensor, it's unhooked too, just in case. And what it was is I didn't have a crank sensor I was confident in, so the one I've been using, I've spliced the wires, and of course they changed the pin out and I had to go do all that. But I don't know that it's going to work, so what I'm going to do is go back. Number 51 is, it's called ASD relay and fuel pump control. So when you turn the key on, you'll hear it cycle, but it's not just going to leave the fuel pump just there running if your key's just on. So when the crank sensor moves, it'll trigger everything and the computer will say, hey, turn the fuel pump on and crank up. So I found this wire and I'm thinking it's a ground. So hook test light to the positive, and I'm gonna spin it over and see if that crank sensor is working before I just go grinding and chasing issues. So I'll show you when I get it all ready. I think I got something wrong. Watch the relay, or not the, watch the test light. Pretend this is your key. You can see them. Oh, that was off. Never mind. Here, watch this. See, it turned, that was like the fuel pump going rare. And now when it spins over, you see it come on, but then it turns back off. So I think the crank sensor's working. I think either I've got the distributor out of time or the distributor's not working, one or the other. So let me do some digging, figure that out. I hope I found the problem. We built this more for WJ motors, like TJ motors, and we use Cherokee bell housing because it's the easiest one just to bolt up. Well, it's the only bell housing unless you get AX, but those are expensive. But what we had is the offset for the WJ flex plate was different, so we added washers. Now I'm thinking I'm riding over here catching solid metal. I hope that's it, because I feel like everything else is right. Give me a second. I hope that's got it. I don't know how good y'all can see, but it was way over here. I think it's picking up that part of the rupture wheel, whatever they want to call it. So see, turn that on. That cycles. Spark plug's still out, but we'll see if it works. Still doing it. Oh, hold on. Went and got a known good distributor. Well, it was running when I took the motor out, so should be good. But 91 through 94, well, the older ones too, but that's the way they look. And if you can tell, that's a 95 and newer. And it's so weird because sometimes they will actually run like vice versa, but they'll throw a code. So hope this works. Well, I can just try it right now. Nope. Well, guess I'll try another crank sensor. Woo, now we're cooking. Okay, so I tried to wire up crank sensor, just my mistake. and I went back and the crank sensor is good. But this is why I was so glad I nearly... I don't know if y'all can see that. That wouldn't have felt good at all. So get her buttoned up, maybe she'll fire right up. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. Everything, it should fire up. It's gonna scare me when it does because the exhaust comes out right here. That was pretty eventful. Uneventful. Oh, it's got a little bit of sprite injector. It's so cool. Let's see. We're at 12.5. I don't know how you could be that. Yeah. Pretty sure I heard the alternator whining, so I got a wire. I already had it run. All I had to do is just hook it up. Just not thinking. So fire back up. Sure if the O2 sensor's good, but probably still in closed loop, open loop, whatever that is. That's so cool. Oh, well, I guess that's all the video. Yeah. I hope I can help somebody out. I know it's like riding a bicycle. I hope I already said this. Once you've learned something, you can't unlearn something. So all this stuff, colors, all this, it's just stuck in my head. I hope I can help y'all out. You know, if I need to get more specific with stuff. But, I don't know, just let me know. I enjoyed the videos, and maybe I can sell this harness. I don't know. Appreciate y'all watching.